community. Good afternoon, guys. Hey, hey, hey. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. And I am in another week of fasting. I'm excited because I am at this moment about to begin one of the most amazing treks, and most amazing journeys that I can do for my health. And that has to do with what's happening right here, right now, as I'm making a choice to improve my health. Let me do something here really quickly. As I'm making a choice to improve my health. And one of the things that I love about what I'm doing and where we are in this space is that the choice that I'm making is a simple choice. It's free. It's not, it doesn't cost anything. It's simply a decision I'm making, and I'm deciding that I am going to start fasting. I'm starting fasting today. Now, I've been doing this for a long time, but this week I'm making that decision again. And it is a matter of continuing to make those decisions one step at a time, one day at a time, one week at a time. Hey, as I said, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. And I am in the business. I am in the chair right now. I'm in the process of helping you to have the successes in your health, just like you're having in other areas of your life. I want you to be able to show up for the things that are important, for the family, for the friends, all of those items that you have been putting on that wish list, all the dreams that you've been investing in. You got to be around and you've got to be healthy. You don't need superhuman strength. What you need is a strategy you can trust, a plan you can follow, and the support and determination to keep showing up. So I'm glad that you're here. I've got what I'm going to eat for the last time before I get into the fast. Right here, a minute, we'll take a look at that. But just a quick shout out, whatever platform you're joining us from, thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. If you are one of our community members, our accelerator members, thank you for coming through. Quick shout out to you. Wherever you're from, go ahead and drop in the comments right now where you are. We've got folks from around the country. Of course, we've got folks out of the country. So whatever city, town, village, country that you're in, go ahead and drop that in the comments because we'd love to give you a shout out and say thank you for coming through and hanging out with us. This week, we are talking about resilience. That's the theme for this week. Resilience is that ability to continue showing up, the ability to bounce back, the ability to keep going despite setbacks, to bend without breaking. And most often, people think that resilience is an inner skill that people are born with. It's in their DNA. Oh, he's a resilient person. She's a resilient person. But as you heard on our show, Dwayne Wood MD Live, that resilience is actually a skill that you can develop. And resilience has a lot to do with structure. You know I was going to say that word, right? So that's what we're talking about this week. So if you've not done so, go ahead and make sure that you hop in and you take a look at that show that we did just yesterday. Okay, yesterday was the show where we did that. So go back and look at that. It is in this week's videos. Make sure you watch that. If you're coming to us new on the channel and you want to know, hey, what's the path that they've been on? What is the journey that they've been on? How do I get started? You want to get in there and watch this. It's actually called Start Here. That's the Start Here playlist. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at what I'm eating. I'm going to show you that here for the last time before I get into the fast, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So let's go ahead and let's do that right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. So as you know, I start my fast with after my meeting, and this is what they brought in. All right, so let's turn that around. So that is a steak sandwich with some fries. And of course, we've got some sauce here for the fries. But as you know, we're going to make a little change to this. And we're going to push that off to the side just to have it off there for just a minute. And we're going to bring in the base for what our meal is going to be. And that is something that I went off and I got from the cafeteria. All right, so in here is the beginnings of a salad. And we'll talk about, well, let's talk about what's in there right now. So right here, well, let's do this. I'm gonna do this first. I'm gonna go ahead and construct it. And let me move some of this off to the side. Okay. And I'm going to grab this stuff. Let's see what's the easiest way to do this. And I'm going to take some of the protein. This is the meat. So I've got some ground beef in there. And I've got some, looks like mushrooms that are in there as well. We won't need all of it. Okay. So we won't need all of that. And then let's get this off to the side. And so here is what we ended up with. Okay. So that's the meal that we are going to be eating right now. And let me step off for a minute and grab, let's see, I should have a napkin over here somewhere, but that's what we're eating. And that is a combination of the stuff, as you saw, that came from the cafeteria, which is the base of the salad, and then taking some of the stuff off of the Philly cheesesteak. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and let's walk through this. And what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and put up our Balanced Bites graphic. So let's go ahead and do that. And the Balanced Bites is it's not a menu, it's not a meal plan. It's not a list of foods to eat or foods not to eat. It's just a combination of things or the way that we think about our food. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop that up there right now. So Balanced Bite says that we are eating whole foods first. We're minimizing processed foods, no added sugar, right? So this is the list that we're going through. Lean protein and healthy fats, starchy and non-starchy vegetables, leaning more towards the non-starchy vegetables, tasty and flavorful, and then of course portion control. Okay, so that is whenever you're thinking about food, what you want to do is you want to begin thinking about food in this way. Notice it's not a list of do's and don'ts. It's not hey, I got to eat this food or that food or that food. It is simply the concept that we will use as we're putting the food together that we're going to be eating. And if you will continue thinking about food in that way, then we get some very good benefits. Okay, so let's walk through this together. And so Whole Foods. And so I'm looking through this. Um, we've got some cheese that's at the bottom. We've got, of course, the ground beef, not Whole Foods, but processed, is ground. The salad dressing that's on here, it's ranch. And so that is not a whole food. But everything else that you see is Whole Foods. Minimize processing, same idea. Go through that same list. No added sugar. The things that would have the added sugar would be the salad dressing. Okay, lean protein and healthy fats. So I've got the ground beef as the protein. I was going to get some chicken downstairs, but I wanted to see what came with the meal that they brought in, and I'm right now using that to make up this meal. Now, one of the reasons that I do this is because often I'll have people say to me that, I was at the restaurant or we had fast food or I'm eating with my family. And so I don't have the ability to create my own meal. And that is true to a certain extent, but you need to have your default meal where you can create that at any time and any place. Now, it's not, is it going to be perfect with all the things that are in Balanced Bites? No, it's not. But we want to, as close as possible, follow that pattern. Okay. So yeah, so lean protein. So I'm just using the protein that came in, and that's ground beef. And healthy fats. Fat would be ground beef, had some fat in it. Of course, the cheese that's there, and some fat in the salad dressing as well. And then starchy and non-starchy vegetables. So in here, we've got cucumbers, we've got lettuce, we've got banana peppers. There's some red cabbage down there somewhere. So not much, or I shouldn't say not much, but there is no starchy vegetable that's in this meal right now. So all that we have are non-starchy vegetables, of course, portion controlled. And this looks like a portion, maybe a little bit more than a portion, and then tasty and flavorful. And I haven't tasted it yet, but I'm anticipating that it is going to be tasty and that it's going to be flavorful. So make sure that when you're cooking your food, that is one of the criteria, right? It needs to taste good, or you guess what? You're not going to eat it. You're not going to eat it, right? Just go ahead, and I'm going to begin digging into this because I'm hungry right now. Mm, that is good. And as you heard me say before, one of the reasons that I eat salads, and that's just my Dexcom going off. I don't know if it's telling me that I'm low or actually had some Cheez-Its a couple hours ago, so we'll see what happens to the blood sugar as a result of that. This is so good. But you heard me say one of the reasons I start with a salad is that the salad gives me bulk. It fills me up. And as I'm going through my fast, of course, it keeps me fuller longer. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and we'll say hi to some of our community members. And I see Cornelia. Cornelia, what's up? She says, hello, Dr. Wood and LLG. Hey, Cornelia, thank you for coming through. And then she says, oh, that looks good. Now, Cornelia, were you talking about the sandwich or are you talking about the meal that we just did? Because that sandwich looked good, didn't it? Mm-hmm. And Cornelia, no steak today. No steak today. That's good. Oh, yeah. So I was talking to someone today. We're talking about our show where we talk about resilience, how to stay on your health plan when life gets stressful. That is perhaps I shouldn't say perhaps, that is the biggest question that we have. People know what to do. People have a desire to do it. They start doing it and they have some success, some measure of success. They lose weight. They have better blood sugars. They're exercising, they're resting. And then something happens. They get off course, is what the phrase that they use. They get off course, but the problem is that they stay off course. There's no reset. And the whole idea of resilience, and a lot of people say, well, oh, she is resilient, or he is more resilient, or I have to be more resilient. Do you know what resilience is? Resilience is a result of structure. And so our goal is, let's get that out of there. So our goal is to provide the structure that's needed to maintain this concept of resilience. It can be practiced. It can be refined. It can be enhanced. Okay? All right. Oh, Cornelia said she was talking about the meal that I put together. Yeah, it is. And it has all some of my favorite things in there. So I've got banana peppers, cucumber, garbanzo beans, one of my favorites, Of course, cheese. Just and the flavors and the textures all coming together. Just amazing, y'all. And so this is my meal. Now, as I said, this is probably going to be skewed a little bit because I had some Cheez-Its earlier and you heard my CGM going off. I'm not sure if it was saying that I was low or saying that I was high, and you heard it go off there again. So I'm anticipating that's high because I'm not fasting. So we'll see. All right. And so that is kind of result of what's left for that meal that we just created. It is our last meal before we get into this week's fast. If you are fasting with me, go ahead and put me in the comments. Go ahead and put me in the comments. And it doesn't matter what fast you're doing, whether that's a 16-8 or 12 and 12, 24-hour fast, 1 meal a day fasting, and or you're doing one of the extended fasting. We want to make sure that we give you a shout out. Come on back as we continue through this week. Our theme is resilience, and we will have our pop-up tomorrow at 24 hours. We'll have our show, Dwain Woode MD, at 33-hour check-in tomorrow night, and as we move through the rest of the week. I want you to be here. I want you to be successful. I want you to know that you can, let's get rid of that. I want you to know that you can make a choice to be healthy, right? And you heard me start at the top of the hour or stop of the show. I said I was excited because I was making a choice for my health. And you can make a choice for your health as well. That is ultimately one of the things that helps us remain resilient is this idea that there is a reason that we're doing this, right? What is your rhythm? What is the point? What is the focus? What is the function? What is your function and what were you designed to do? Okay. Well, thank you for coming through. Thank you for hanging out with us. I look forward to seeing you as we move through the rest of the week. Make sure you get back to the channel, the Start Here videos, Start Here playlist, and then this week's videos. Make sure you get through and make sure you watch those because that sets the tone for what we're doing for this week. Thank you for coming through. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. I want to help you have success here in your health space, just like you're having in other areas of your life. So you can show up for those things that are so important, for family, for friends, and for all those dreams that you're investing in. You don't need superhuman power. You need a strategy you can trust. You need a plan you can follow, and you need support and determination to keep showing up. All right, everybody, have a great one. We'll see you in the community, and we'll see you on the show.